Hello and welcome to Roleplay Rejects, where we play new and unusual tabletop role-playing games. We stand on the precipice of the 41st millennium, and in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
Let's whine about it.
Hey.
Ooh, all right.
So, I watched a video on gameplay loops today, and they brought up the fact that like a good gameplay loop keeps you playing the game, and they brought up, I thought this was funny, Stardew Valley and Factorio as their two big examples, which I know are like
Wait, that's
of
just
specifically
being
of
Damien.
automation.
for like automation stuff, and they're like, these gameplay loops are just so satisfying. And I was thinking about TTRPGs. What are some gameplay loops inside of our games that you guys like?
I think you should probably
So-
define what a game loop is
Yeah.
before you.
So the game loop for soccer, for example, is move around, kick ball, try and score,
Break people's ankles.
break people's ankles, right? And so your loop is trying to move and kick to get the ball closer to the goal and closer to the goal. And in something like Skyrim, it's kill enemy, loot body, go sell things, get better gear,
Kill
loot
bigger
enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
and
best loop.
that is Misty's favorite loop. So,
Like loot.
what are y'all's favorite gameplay loops?
I think just combat in general is in a TTRPG is that that game loop where you're just like you're in your in the encounter and you're going around taking turns doing your thing, and it's like if I have a big sword, my role play my loop is I'm gonna hit you with the sword, maybe move to a new guy, hit that guy with the sword, and then just like keep going around as I keep getting my chances. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why, there's just something very satisfying about that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of those gameplay loops, especially the Skyrim one, can directly translate over to a multitude of TTRPGs. I would even dare say the average TTRPG, where you are combat, improving yourself by looting the bodies or whatever it is that you may be doing, just farming XP. And so that then you can go against bigger and tougher enemies. But I will say that my favorite gameplay loop, and the way that I like to introduce games to people, is introduce mechanic, encounter where mechanic should probably be used.
Okay.
You have learned the mechanic, and then introduce new mechanic, and doing that kind of a loop, adding more and more mechanics until you've gotten pretty much all of it.
Okay. So, like Portal.
A bit like
Have you
Portal,
ever played
yeah.
Portal? Yeah. It is very good at that tutorial, like step by step by step, teaching you new stuff.
That's why It Takes Two was so satisfying.
Oh yeah,
Because it was just like, learn mechanic. Perfect, like master mechanic. Never use mechanic again. Learn new mechanic. That's also cool.
Okay.
it's a lot of fun. It's an only co-op game, couch co-op.
Okay.
It does not work with one person.
That's the one that people
Man.
want us to play. That
I think you guys would have fun.
Every-
It makes me sad, though. Don't do it.
everybody tells us to play it because they're like, oh, you and Joseph both like gaming. You should play It Takes Two. And we have not done it because we don't like gaming together. It's not that we like don't like spending time together. I love watching him play games, and he loves watching me play, specifically Skyrim, because that's all I play. But like, we don't like duet video games for some reason.
Yeah.
It's not that we won't ever play it, but like I think that's why we haven't gotten to it. Is just we're like, oh, playing together. Oof.
He always wants to play games with me, but I don't like playing. Like, I have to be very specifically and be like, I really would love to play a co-op game right now. I like playing games by myself. That's why I like games like Horizon Forbidden West or Zero Dawn, both of them, I guess. But then I do
Those two are like your favorite games, period, right?
Yeah. Like yeah, I just like more solitary games. Even if I play,
Yeah, the idea of being in control, like, being in control of the character and being able to not have to like negotiate with another person as to what you want to do. It's just like, I am just going to do what I want. And there's that's a really nice feeling.
I'm a control freak too, and I would want Damien to do things the way I want him to do it, especially in games like we tried playing Stardew Valley together for a little bit, and I also don't think Stardew Valley is really his vibe.
No, it was a little bit too campy and too manual.
Okay.
Oh,
That
that's because you
brings me.
didn't get to the automation portion yet.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
the
because even
sprinklers
I know that they have the sprinklers that like
love
help doing like the
automation.
watering, but at the end of the day, don't you still have to go around and harvest the items?
Oh,
Yeah,
still
but you
have
can
to-
do it sideways, and that way you can get 3 rows at a time.
yeah.
Yeah,
Efficiency.
yeah, but you
You
know what's
get to
better?
find more and more ways, and then you get to upgrade your tools, and then you get to get all sorts of cool stuff, and then you can get the auto petter if you're down in the.
Hmm. Like I'm sure I could get into it.
Uh-huh.
I just haven't been in the right mood and been playing it.
Also,
know?
I like harvesting. It's really tedious work, and it makes my brain happy.
I really like
Little
the
popping sounds.
I like the automation loop, and I like the looting bad guys loop. But I've been thinking about it over the past few minutes, and I really like the building my house or base loop where I come back to my house,
upgrading a space.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? We need another room over
Or
here.
upgrading tools.
Upgrading tools is good too.
It's not as satisfying.
I like the space better. Yeah, where like I'm trying to like put a new library on the side of my Skyrim house, or
so kind of more survival-y aspects, or
yeah, that
yeah.
There's
that's
that.
really weird for you to like that.
That seems unlike you, Joseph.
I like building up.
I have been trying to conquer my fear of thalassophobia by playing Subnautica.
Oh, okay. All right. Thalassophobia for everyone who doesn't know what that is.
Me.
Fear of deep water.
Okay. All right.
Because, when you're like on the edge of like, well, imagine underwater.
Okay.
You are swimming around and you cannot see the bottom.
Yeah.
It's
terrifying. Yeah.
That's what I did.
So I'm trying to play through that game. It's pretty fun so far.
I don't like it.
But yeah, it's still a little bit nerve-wracking, especially when you're hearing a bunch of fucking noises coming from that deep dark place, and then you finally get your objective that is supposed to be like, all right, next thing you got to do pretty much in order to progress in like the story of this game is descend 800 meters below the surface of the water. I know you've only been going down about 100 meters this whole time, but have fun.
Okay. All right. I've heard good things about Subnautica. I never played that one though.
Yeah, I feel like it's got a, because like Ark I know is kind of a staple, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Planet
it's
Crafter. Sorry.
Yeah, Planet Crafter is pretty good.
I really like that game.
But it's smooth, it's interesting, it's beautiful, and I think that the story is actually good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of those survival games don't have a great story.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like there's a bunch of shit that happens in the first few minutes that are like setting up the story, but it takes place over like almost a week of in-game time.
Oh, cool.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, gameplay loops. They're important.
They are. Factorio, best game ever, confirmed now.
It is one big gameplay loop.
It is one big game.
Yeah.
Planet Crafter is nice because you just got to build your base. You're just building a base, and then you're just getting new recipes because you're getting XP. Basically, it's not XP, but you're like making your planet more habitable, and then you get new recipes to make your planet even more habitable. But you got to go grind and get materials, and then eventually you can automate and get materials, and then it's fun. And that's why he's like, Factorio, you'd love it, but I don't like looking at Factorio.
That's fair. Factorio is kind of an ugly game. Not gonna lie. I've tried to play a couple of times.
That's fair. It's also top down, which might be a little bit off-putting. If you want more beautiful games, Dyson Sphere Program or Satisfactory are probably a little bit better. Satisfactory is good too because it has more of an emphasis on exploration.
Okay.
Where Factorio doesn't so much. The only reason that you explore is to find new ore patches and to kill off the natives.
Okay.
Oh.
That doesn't sound very nice.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
a little-
biters. They're like these grotesque
They're weird
bug
creatures.
Like
Oh.
Tyranids.
They're not
They're
people.
like
They're
Tyranids.
not humanoids.
They do evolve as you go along,
like
Oh.
Pokemon.
like Pokemon. I'd say more like Digimon because they get ridiculous,
Okay, all
Um,
right.
yeah.
Like Tyranids.
like Tyranids.
I'm giving you the transition.
Just take it.
Like Tyranids.
Tyranids, where are those from?
They're from the grim dark future, Damien.
Whoa.
I don't have to be the only one to transition. Like Tyranids, you say?
Yep.
Okay. Hello, welcome to Warhammer.
Imperium
Imperium
Maledictum.
Maledictum. Yep.
That's what we're playing.
That's what we're playing.
We're
You
just
see
gonna-
the title. You know what we're doing here.
Yeah, and also this is like episode 5. That'd be weird if you just popped in right now.
4?
No.
This is episode 5.
5.
This is 5?
Yeah,
Whoa.
because we split the first one into 2.
Oh, I didn't realize we split the first one.
Yeah, we
okay.
had Phil record a thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what episode
My
one
dulcet tones issued them into the second episode.
into the
And then
second
we
era
had a
of man.
special episode.
So,
It was just me and Damien.
yeah, we did actually. So, if you are wondering
We're in the
what kind
future
of
now.
grimdark adventures Drusilla may have had during that period of time where our intrepid adventurers here were, I'm going to do heavy quotes here, surviving a ship.
Storming the castle.
Sure. Then go ahead and head on over to our Patreon. It'll be just a publicly available post in there. And yeah, listen to it because I think it's pretty good.
So with publicly available, that means that like you don't even have to subscribe necessarily.
Yeah,
or,
you don't even have to
log in.
subscribe or log in. I don't think you even have to have an account to listen to it. But if you think we're pretty cool, which I think we are, maybe hop on to the Patreon, even at the free tier, just to get notifications of like new things that are going on. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't
I'm
know.
a member. I've been listening to the Fallout series that you guys have on there on the Patreon, and that has been awesome. So
It's
The-
a fun one.
The replay rejects, getting to
the replay rejects, exactly.
Yeah. But I would like to talk about possibly one of the angriest space marines in existence.
Okay.
Angry Ron, or Angron, as he's actually called. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
was a good
Perfect.
one.
Dude, that was great.
So, once upon a time, the God Emperor of mankind decided, I have these super advanced, genetically modified super soldiers.
Mhm.
You know, it'd be really cool though, is if I had like generals for these genetically modified super soldiers, and then I use their genetic material to kind of propagate the troops, the Space Marine themselves. So these generals are the Primarchs. Well, some shenanigans happened. It's kind of up to debate. But basically, the Primarchs get scattered across the galaxy while they're still in their like test tubes, basically. So they get launched to a bunch of different planets. I am going to be focusing on Angron right now. Now, Angron landed on this kind of fascist planet that had gladiatorial combat as one of their big events, big pastimes. Well, Angron, who is growing rapidly and is obviously very, very strong, he's like normal space marines are probably like 8 feet tall. A Primarch would be closer to like 10 or 12.
Wow.
They are massive.
I hate that. Why
Yeah?
are they so big?
Well, because it's the Warhammer universe, and if it's big, it's better.
Okay.
Very similar to what was it? My brain is just went completely blank.
It's okay.
The Jonan Vasquez cartoon with the alien and Invader Zim. There we go.
Oh,
Invader Zim.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
like, I have
the tallest.
no idea who that is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, Joan and Vasquez. Yeah, the Vader Zim, like the tallest were the ones who led. So it's the same thing in Space Marines.
Yeah,
Oh.
because they can see farther.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why elves in Tolkien can see.
Yeah, 'cause they're tall.
Oh. That's not lore accurate. Don't come for me. Anyway.
So what they do is they basically enslave Angron. This fascist planet still has some technology to enslave those around them to force them into gladiatorial combat. So Angron grows up fighting constantly. But every time that he tries to resist or tries to like oppose the powers that be on this planet, they put something into his brain. I believe it is called the Butcher's Nail.
Yep.
Now, the Butcher's Nail makes you really, really fucking mad. So mad that they just can kind of throw you into combat and you'll just kill everything around you. They did this not once, not twice, but a multitude of times. I don't actually know the exact number of Butcher's Nails that are in Angron's head, but it's enough to kill any regular Space Marine easily. So he is fighting in gladiatorial combat, but still being able to kind of control his hatred in ever so small ways, enough so that he manages to make friends from the other gladiatorial combatants around him. And that's when his dad shows up, the God Emperor of Mankind. Angron is currently leading this group of gladiators out of the Colosseum, trying to break out, and they're in a final last stand where Angron's, about to lay everything down on the line to resist these fascist assholes. And then suddenly, he's not on the planet anymore. He's up on a ship, and Big E, the God Emperor, well, just the Emperor right now, says, "Hey, you're my kid. Ignore those savages. I need you to lead some armies for me." Obviously, he's pissed off about it. So the Emperor says, "Why do you care so much about them?" And then he orders his ships to exterminatus the planet, killing everyone on there.
Oh, good.
While Angron gets to see all of that. So naturally, Angry Ron is very, very fucking mad.
And very wrong.
And very wrong. This ends up setting him down a path where when Horus gets corrupted by the chaotic influences, Angron is more than happy to join him and fight against the Emperor who wronged him so. So if you ever thought that the Emperor was someone to aspire to look up to, he's not at all. He's a really, really bad dad. Because it's not like he, tried to comfort Angron in any way, shape, or form afterwards. I don't even know if he tried removing the Butcher's Nails in any way, though I'm pretty sure that the removal of such items would have killed Angron anyways. So he just used him as the tool that he created him as.
So
Yeah, he liked the fact that he got angry with those Butcher's Nails. So he wasn't going to touch those. They did what he wanted them to do for his tools.
Yeah. All he had to do was provoke him and point him in a direction, and everything in his wake would be destroyed, eviscerated.
So is Angron one of the Emperor's children, or is that a separate group?
He is one of the World Eaters, is what they're called.
Yeah.
The Emperor's children are led by Fulgrim.
Yep.
Okay, and is he?
Yeah. The Emperor's actual children are the Primarchs, and they lead a bunch of different legions. One of those legions is called Emperor's Children.
Gotcha.
But
okay.
that's where the confusion comes in. So he's actually his kid, but the Emperor's Children is like a whole separate
group.
hullabaloo thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting note about the World Eaters. They managed to engineer Butcher's Nails and voluntarily had them implanted into their own head so that then they could understand their dad, Angron.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Every World Eater has the Butcher's Nails.
Wow.
That's awful.
That's some generational trauma if I've ever seen it.
Yep.
Yup.
Yeah. So there's a lot more to that lore, as with all of the lore blurbs that we are giving. But Wave Tops, I just think it's really interesting and a prime example of why the Emperor was just a really horrible dad.
Yep. And the stories that you get, I mean, Warhammer's been around for like what, almost 40 years at this point, I guess. And it's there's a lot of lore, like lots and lots of lore about every, every little bit and nook and cranny that you can think of. They got something going on with it. So yeah, this is only like a taste of it for those of you who don't have a whole lot of experience with the 41st millennium.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that. Are we ready to hop into our game?
Let's go.
Would
Yeah,
anyone
I'm done.
give a recap?
Stevie, recap?
Right. You guys recap mine. I'll recap yours.
Oh, that's perfect.
We went on a boat. Not a boat. A ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stevie also went on a ship.
How do you know? You don't know what I did.
You don't know what
We saw you. We saw you.
Maybe you do.
Oh wait,
I
yeah, that's
heard
a good
you.
point.
Yeah, we saw you get on a ship.
All right.
Like
well,
I
you
said,
know what?
I heard you guys.
We're just gonna save the discussions for in character because I think that's gonna be a lot more
yeah.
fun for us.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I just kind of forgot that could be an option.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? Oh, no, you're right. We can each other in character.
But before we begin, I have a cutscene.
Ooh.
We open in the center of a jungle. Trees at least 10 feet in diameter litter the lands, complete with vines dangling from their mighty branches. We hear footsteps, getting louder and quicker. Suddenly, we see two teens racing past, pushing one another out of the way. Their clothing appears to be made from dyed plant fibers and colored beads, and moccasins nearly stained with mud. Come, Gror! You won't want to miss this. Finally something is happening for us. The two teens laugh as they head towards the village. They quickly stop running as they approach a quartet of effigies at the edge of their settlement. Blessings upon the four, the lead man mumbles as he nods to each statue individually. Roar follows in suit, mumbling even worse, barely containing his excitement. As we enter the village proper, we see a large clearing with dozens of buildings made from thatch and twigs. Gathered in the center, we see nearly all the village residents gathered, staring up in the sky. Almost on cue, we see a massive shadow fall over the village as a strange rock flies through the air, the sun glinting off its surface. In awe, the teen speaks to Gore. What even is that thing? And what could throw it so hard that it flies like that? The massive boulder falls quickly to the ground, causing gasps until suddenly it slows, gently touching the grounds just outside their village. Murmurs begin as a combined look of confusion and fear wash over many of the crowd. Roar, however, has a look of excitement. The boulder cracks, revealing a trio of people, two wearing smooth rocks similar to the ones they stepped out of, while one seems to be in long, flowing robes, appearing like an elder of their village, but with more dye in their clothes than Gror had seen in a lifetime. These figures walk up and pull out a strange-looking bead before beginning to speak. People, humans, your salvation has arrived. The God Emperor hasn't forgotten about you, as we are his shepherds. Free yourselves from this feral life and come with us. The God Emperor still has use of you all, for it is only by his great design that we shall prosper. Many of the tribe's people look around in confusion. This figure strangely speaks their language, and speaks of gods without using the guttural language of seers of the Four. Your lives are simple now, but there are worlds beyond these, trials beyond what you have around you. So who among you seeks glory? Who among you seeks purpose? Who among you has the strength of resolve to champion his name? Silence befalls the crowd. All eyes are on the foreign elder. After what feels like eons, the eyes shift away and towards the only hand raised, Gror begins to step forward, but feels a hand tugging at his arm. The other teen stares at Gror, tears welling in his eyes. Gror hesitates, then rips his hand away before boarding the strange craft and ascending into the stars. Gror wandered the deck of the large battle cruiser he now found himself on. His new clothing seemed to hang loose on his small frame and didn't feel quite right on his skin. But that didn't stop him from taking it all in. Everything he saw was made out of this metal substance and was twisted into amazing shapes he never dreamed possible. Some of the other people on the ship seemed to even have this metal in their skin, giving them strange look that was unsettling, yes, but incredibly interesting. Gror continued inspecting everything until he came to a viewing window where he saw his home. He spent quite some time trying to see if he could find his village waving back at him from the verdant expanses. "Who ordered this?" a voice echoes behind him. "It's directly from Inquisitor Domidar. I would move quickly. We wouldn't want to keep the dogged seeker waiting." The two men begin moving out, but Gror couldn't care less. He was transfixed by his home. Its beauty never seemed better than from space. Suddenly, the ship shook. It broke Gror from his trance until a new sight filled his view. Dozens of massive beams blasted down from the ship and various other ships floating around the planet. As they impacted, he could see a flash of light. Gror watched as his home turned from that vibrant green to a crimson red. Camera zooms into his eye, where we see the reflection of the planet burning. Camera backs out to a much older Gror, sitting inside a small void ship, staring at Alana. Aled, sorry.
It's all good. You guys have not said it correctly anytime, so
Sorry.
it's whatever.
Is it? I thought his name was Gore.
Gore? Yeah. Was I saying it?
You were
wrong?
saying Gror.
Oh, that's my bad.
I thought this
No,
was someone else. I was like, wow, this sounds a lot like Gore's.
I
story.
misspelled it every single time in here.
Oh no!
I'm so
Rip.
sorry.
That was his tribal
I
name?
didn't.
Yeah,
No,
he had it changed by the administratum when he came onto the ship.
I was thinking like I thought you were gonna say something like that. Like, oh yeah, that sounds too savage. Just
Let's pretend that I
drop
did.
the R.
Let's pretend that I did.
I was waiting for you to say that, and then I was like, okay, it didn't
He
happen,
definitely meant to. Yeah,
I
we'll say that.
and I didn't want to interrupt. Be like, do you mean Gore?
The void ship takes only a few minutes to return to the stern spirit. During this trip, are you speaking at all, talking about what you have seen, anything of the sort? Or is it just an uncomfortable silence as you make your way back?
You all did great out there. Our first mission, everyone's coming back alive. That's a big deal. We did good. You all did great. All right?
Oh, thank you.
Of course. We all had each other's back, and that's important. That's the only way you survive out here, is with each other's back, all right? And as long as we got each other in mind, we'll make it through whatever this guy throws us at.
All right.
I'm not there, right?
No, you're not there.
Okay.
The void ship takes only a few minutes to return to the stern spirit. Docking procedures only a few minutes more. And as you exit the craft, traitor militant Solomon Tror begins approaching. Debrief. What'd you find in there?
Gore stands to attention. Gore stands to attention, throws the Aquila. My lord.
Yeah. Answer the question.
Bugs.
Bugs. Describe.
Oh, little bugs. Mostly little bugs, but then the one big bug.
I think at this point, I'm looking over at Gore like, do you want to talk or do you want me to talk? Like, type of glance of like, him talking is not not
Yeah.
what
I tried to let him. Yeah, I tried to let him do it, and then he looks over and goes, "Well, sir, we encountered some Xenos there, seemingly similar to the Tyranid with the chitinous shells, but none that I've seen before. There were mainly 3 different types. One large, brutish one. There were some small, medium-sized ones that were more worm-like with pincers, and then some smaller ones that seem to be living inside the large one, as well as the entire surrounding outside.
Has the threat been taken care of?
Yes, sir. We've eliminated them all. We've also discovered that this ship had been transporting a dark Mechanicus or a heretic Mechanicus individual. We found the location where it was being stored, and we took care of it and destroyed it. We've also brought back this, and he hands him the scroll.
Oh, and this, and I bring out the data pad.
Have you been able? He glances at the scroll, and then like reaches out to grab it, but then hesitates, and instead snaps his fingers as a servo skull floats over. Its small little pincer-like arms gently grab the scroll and then lift it away to somewhere that you're not entirely sure of.
It seemed of Xenos origin, sir, so I figured that might be something you might be interested in.
We'll have the we'll investigate it. This data pad, have you managed to crack it open?
No, not just yet. Haven't really had the time.
Yeah, we also weren't really sure if that was something that you'd like us to try, or if you'd like some of your other retinue to deal with. We don't mind trying, but
yeah, by all means, crack it open, see if you can find anything of value.
Okay.
I'll investigate this scroll and see if we can get any more information stemming from it. Tell me, did you leave this larger one's body intact?
It's on there, sir. It seemed to decompose at a high rate once we did kill it. But I mean, the majority of the body is on there, on the ship.
Make a wonderful addition. Very well. We are going to be heading our way to Jesspace Prime here before long. So, great work.
Sir, if you wouldn't mind, I'd have a request.
Yeah.
Speak
freely.
This ship was filled with Adepta Sororitas, and if you could properly destroy this ship so that their bodies can be at peace, I'd appreciate that. There were no survivors, and I worry that Xenos, whatever species it was, could potentially spread. So, yeah, if we could incinerate it.
Yeah, very well. I was just gonna blast it with the regular shells, but perhaps we can switch to some incendiary types of munitions. Give the Sororitas a proper burial.
Thank you.
Very well. Oh, it appears that your other teammate has finally arrived. As you're seeing another ship docking, and out steps Drusilla, still in the void suit, but helmet off now, so you're able to see it's purple hair, right?
Yeah, purple with silver streaks.
Her purple and silver struck hair. With her, though, seems to be another member, someone that you didn't actually see going out there with her. You're seeing a bald woman coming back in a simple void suit. You're noticing that the naval breachers seem to escort her away, but Drusilla, you're now free to rejoin the group.
Okay, do I see him?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll walk over there.
Drusilla?
Well, hey guys, how'd it go?
I am going to need a debrief from you as well.
Right now?
Yes, preferably.
Okay. So I went in there. Let me look at my notes that I wrote down. Okay, so the vessel. What? Oh, I wish I could read my handwriting. Okay, this vessel was ordered by Adeptus Ministratum to cleanse unknown heretic. They followed him. There was a minor skirmishes on the way, and they caught up with the techno heretic, which was just referred to as Null 5. It most recently visited Jesspace Prime. The place. No, I'm not supposed to say that part. Sorry. They did say that they did identify Drukhari activity around the Azneth Abyss, and there's a rumor of them appearing suddenly as if they were cloaked because there was no energy signal detected. That's all the data I got. Also, I killed a really big cold bug, and I found an Adeptus Sororitas.
There was a survivor.
I was like, I thought you were telling me that there was a survivor. And I was like, oh, okay. I just there's the pause is gonna be cut out, but I just stared full eye contact at Damien after he said that. Yes, there was one survivor.
Okay, I'll need to debrief shortly after this. Go ahead, give me the data pad. Thank you.
Not my data
Good.
pad.
No, it's a different one.
Oh, okay.
That's mine.
Good work. Thank you all. I'll make sure that Mastermat gets you your solas.
Real quick, do we have our own separate rooms? Or
Yes.
okay, cool.
They're not lavish.
No, that's fine. I wanted to. I want to make sure that Star ends up in her room
Yes.
so that she can like rest.
Yeah. So Wesley is not here for this episode. So quickly after the debrief, Star ends up excusing herself and going to her room.
Never.
Probably talks about having a bad case of the suckma.
Yeah. Maybe even a slight bit of the ligma as well.
Ooh, man. Awful, awful,
You gotta be
awful.
careful about that.
Yeah.
You know, around the both of these.
Oh,
Mm.
Because it's so dumb.
Mostamat gives you each your 100 solars,
Yeah.
I'm so rich. I'm not.
plus an additional 100 solars for the 2 pieces of recovered Xenos paraphernalia.
Each
Sick.
or
Each.
Wow.
so 300 solars total.
Oh,
Or-
total. So it's like 50 for each
Okay.
Xenos
Okay, so
artifact.
we each get 200.
You each get 200
Okay.
solars. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying
The
because
math is now
I
math.
already, my brain stopped. I was like, ooh, numbers.
Now I'm almost rich. I have 336. I was going to say 36. It was
Uh,
too
So at this point, we are going to be introducing a new mechanic. Yay, my favorite gameplay
Ooh.
loop.
Okay.
So
Huh?
between missions, you are going to have kind of similar to Blades in the Dark, where you have different projects that you can work on, or you can get in contact with new people, get some surgery done to get some new augmetics, anything like that. So at this point, what we're going to begin with is each player is going to first roll on the events table to identify what's happening as you're in transit to Jesspace Prime. So I will need D100 rolls from each of you.
37.
Okay. Can I get a pencil?
There you go.
You would have thought I would have my dice ready, but I didn't. But now I got them.
So we have a 37.
Yes, sir.
I have a 36.
I have a
Okay.
39.
Oh,
Twinners.
I have a 21.
I thought you said 37 for yours.
I did.
But you're all 30s, and then I'm 21.
I mean, it makes sense. You were on a different mission than us.
Oh wait, yeah. I meant it to be like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that one. Sorry, I'm just reading through. On this events table, they have like little plot hooks for some like random side activities that you can be participating in. Da, 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 da. Okay.
Are you using this as like you're gonna look at each of these and pick out the coolest, or is it each roll will happen?
Each roll will happen.
Okay.
I just don't want to introduce them all at once because that would be lame, I think.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just was wondering your process.
Okay.
And do they have like 100 different choices in there?
No, they are grouped up quite a bit. So, like, one of the ranges is 33 to 37. Another one is 38 to 45.
Wait, so we're not in the same range?
No, but you and Phil were.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we might all three of us be in the same range and just like the same thing happens 3 times.
That would suck. Or maybe be good, depending on what it is. But knowing Warhammer probably suck.
Yeah.
It wasn't on the podcast, but we played a game of Pirate Borg all together, and
Not me. I was on the moon.
you were on the moon.
Yeah.
And everyone rolled a random encounter with this parrot. We decided that the parrot was the big bad and totally threw off this guy's game. It was at a convention. Feel kind of bad about it, but also it was a great time.
If you ever hear this, guy, sorry, I don't remember your name.
Yeah, but you'll remember the parrot
You did well, and I like your terrain.
that we didn't get to use because we were chasing the
We just-
parrot.
Every time you guys talk about it, I feel so bad. Like, oh no, that poor GM, but
Yeah.
all this prep.
Well, it was
Especially because I feel like we can be chaotic, but I feel like we tend not to be like little chaos goblins.
Mhm.
So it's like the fact that the one time that you guys
Yeah.
played in a group that's not ours, like one of
There-
us running
It
it, you
wasn't.
know?
It wasn't just us though.
yeah.
Yeah, there
It was
was
other people.
Oh, okay.
So they were
fed
a little
into
bit
it.
chaos goblin-y too.
Ah.
And also this guy was running the same game, I'm pretty sure, over and over again.
Mm.
So they were all different.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we weren't the worst one.
And he was pretty burnt out. So I think we were giving him a reprieve from the
Yeah.
chasing down the princess or whatever we
Yeah,
were supposed to be
something like
doing.
You hope you gave him a reprieve.
Yeah, we hope.
That doesn't sound like copium at all.
I think
No,
it is,
not at all.
I think it is an issue with Pirate Borg that I could talk about a little bit, but the carousal rolls are a bit too chaotic in
Yeah,
my
they were
personal
wild.
opinion. So, yeah, I like the events on here. And I am actually going to kind of push this all kind of at once because they can feed into one another.
Ooh, okay.
It's after maybe a night's rest that you wake up the following morning and see heightened security. There are various voidsmen at arms moving around. Some are BDs moving about the ship. Seem to be inspecting things quite a bit more, and you're starting to hear reports of a plague that has infected some of the lower decks where you find yourselves now. I need each and every single one of you to make a difficult resilience test. This is at -10. If you notice, I actually managed to print out the cheat sheets for you all. And
Yeah, thank
Phil,
you so
I
much.
definitely forgot to send you the cheat sheet.
I
So
was
give me
like,
just
It's all good.
over there.
Wait,
Which one's resilience?
Yeah.
Am I
we're-
missing?
Yeah, I'm very lost.
It says resilience on there.
Well, it's lying.
Is it fortitude?
Let's say fortitude, resilience.
Yeah, it would have to be fortitude.
Because, I mean, unless resilience is like a specialization
That's
that
what
we
I was
could have
thinking.
gotten, but none of us have that, I don't think.
Let me just double check here. Fortitude. Nope, that's not. What the fuck? Yeah, let's just call it a fortitude check.
I fail
Okay.
by 2.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Ooh. I rolled a 4.
Nice.
So that's going to be 5 levels of. Well, I guess technically it's a 14 because of the minus 10. Or no, you take away from the goal, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So then it's 4 levels of success with making it difficult.
Damn. All right. Well, what did you roll?
I rolled 31.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna.
it'd be 41 effectively. I know I'm doing this wrong.
Okay. However you want to.
And my thing is 48.
Okay. 48. So you do manage to succeed, which is good.
Yeah, but it's like the weird success. I don't know if it matters.
Uh,
I don't
You're-
remember what you called it before.
you're fine. As long as you got under the number, you're fine.
I did. Barely.
Okay, I am using fate to reroll.
Okay. Do keep in mind that after that mission, your fate did reset, but your fate is only going to reset after a mission. So if you spend fate now, then on your next mission, you will be down a fate.
What about
Actually-
our corruption? How does that reset?
I am
heal?
going to comment on your corruption momentarily.
Okay.
After we figure this part out.
So just to clarify, though, that would be a house rule that it resets after missions, correct? Because it says per session that it
Yeah.
that
Yes.
it restarts.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it is supposed to be per session that it restarts, but we can assume that a session is roughly 4 hours for a standard table. Given that we're doing episodic format, I am adjusting that to per mission.
Okay.
Because effectively each mission should be 1 session. So that's a little house rule in there that we're gonna add.
The God Emperor has spoken.
Okay. So how are we looking? Who all passed? Who all failed?
Failed by 2.
Failed.
What was the criteria again?
It is a fortitude check at minus 10. So you would treat your skill as 10 lower. when
Okay, yeah,
rolling.
I failed by 2.
Wait, 10 lower?
Yeah.
So like easier,
No.
harder.
Harder.
Or-
No, I
not
would-
not your
okay.
roll, but your effect, like your target skill number.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes. 2 failures.
All right. And Misty,
2 failures.
2 failures.
Mhm.
Okay. So Drusilla and Gore succeeded.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Ares and Alara, you both are going to begin your next mission with the poisoned condition. Poisoned
Ooh.
minor.
What
You
is
ready?
that?
You ready for this one? You have disadvantage on strength and toughness tests. The maximum success levels you can achieve on any test is equal to your toughness bonus.
Okay, that was on strength and toughness.
Strength and toughness have disadvantage.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
it doesn't matter the test. You can only ever have your toughness bonus and positive success levels.
And is this considered a critical wound or a normal?
This is a condition.
a condition. Is there a place to put that on the character sheet?
You could throw it on combat notes if you'd like.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like that's the only
Write that
place.
down for the last episode. There should be a spot
Oh, and
for it.
did we heal up after the mission?
So that is one thing that we will be able to talk a little bit about. If you have any critical wounds, we will need you to do something special that we'll get to. If you have just your normal wounds are down, you will effectively heal back to full after like the days of rest.
Did I get patched up?
I do have a critical wound.
Okay, we will come to you then, Phil, in just a moment.
Because I had a critical wound if I didn't get patched.
You had a critical wound?
I thought so.
I thought you just took damage.
Yeah,
We
sorry.
didn't-
I
we
was.
didn't roll on the.
Yeah, I did not get a critical wound. I lied to you.
Okay.
I don't know why.
You will get
I thought
your
that.
wound threshold back to maximum, and critical wounds will need to use an endeavor. But we will get to that momentarily. So, on top of this outbreak that is currently going on, Um, Drusilla.
Oh.
Katrina comes up to you, out of breath. Drusilla, did you see someone run this way?
No.
Well, she's holding at her stomach. Hey, someone leaped from the shadows and tried to gut me.
Oh God! What the hell?
Yeah,
Where?
just down the hall.
Oh.
Not
okay.
sure what the purpose of it was, but would you be able to help me?
Yeah, I can help you.
Okay, so that event is called Death in the Shadows. An allied NPC has close brush with death and turns to you for help. You may spend an endeavor to assist them in some way, strengthening their security, tracking down an attacker, or otherwise working to prevent their death. If you fail to do so, your ally develops a grudge against you or may even turn up dead.
Oh, that's not good. I don't want her to
Yeah.
die. Pretty cool.
So, endeavors, what are they?
Yeah. I was
So
wondering.
think of these as the actions that you are able to do between missions. If you're following along at home, this starts on page 229. So with endeavors, you are going to get 2 endeavors that each of you can complete. Do keep in mind, though, that there are things called group endeavors. So if you all collectively want to spend one of your endeavors doing a group kind of an activity, you can do things like so Campaign of Whispers. This is where you would increase the influence of one of your patron with a faction. So if then the next time that you invoke your patron's name with a faction, they'll be more inclined to actually like listen to you and be helpful towards you. You can also use this to harm his influence and make enemies for your patron. There is combat training, where in one encounter in your next mission, you can invoke the training, and you will start the encounter with +1 superiority. Superiority gives you +1 success level to one test per round per player.
Ooh.
Which is pretty powerful.
Yeah, that's wild.
Bolster defenses. So if you want, you can kind of like improve the void ship, improve the security around your area, and if you get attacked, you would start that encounter with +1 superiority. And you can take that multiple times, increasing to a maximum +3 superiority. And then you have individual endeavors, so your own personal little missions that you want to do. This one is a bit more freeform. Well, they're all freeform for the most part. But these are like some of the examples that they give. So you can invest solars. Yes, you heard me correctly, invest. You would pick a number between 1 and 20, and that would be the percentage of possible gains that you would be getting with the solars you're investing. Then I would roll a d100. If the result is greater than the chosen number, the venture was a success, and you gain that percentage of bonus solars. However, if I roll at or lower, the investment fails in some way, shape, or form. Your money could have gotten stolen. It could have just gotten poorly invested, something like that. You could commission a piece of technology and an item, an equipment, a weapon, armor, what have you. You could consolidate influence. So if you had influence with 3 members of a faction, you can turn that influence into just faction influence. So it wouldn't just work on those 3 individuals. You can craft. You would make an extended tech engineering test with a certain difficulty dependent on the availability of the item you're trying to craft. And it would have a number of success levels required associated to the cost of the item. Given that it's an extended test, it would be cumulative over a great deal of time.
So eventually you would make it.
Eventually.
Okay. Interesting.
You can have some devout worship. where you just take a while to praise Big E, and if you do, your fate total increases by 1 until the end of your next mission. You can do exhaustive drilling, so you can select a weapon you own and mark that you have drilled with it, and during your next mission, when you would suffer a fumble, you don't. This one is kind of for you, Phil. Medicae in extremis. So if you have a critical wound, you can get that looked at and potentially healed up. You would also choose this endeavor if you were trying to get augmetics. You can garner reputation, so speaking with a member of a faction, to try and gain +1 influence until the end of the next mission. So that one is a bit more temporary than the consolidate influence endeavor. Income. If you feel poor, just don't. You can select a skill or specialization that you have advancements in, and then discuss how you use that to earn money. You would gain 100 solars for each success level on the test, or 150 if you were able to make use of a specialization. Then there is training rights, where once during your next mission, you can choose to gain advantage when you use a certain skill. There is a scout surroundings, but I'm going to say you're not going to be able to do that given that you are going to a different planet currently and you can't really scout when you're not there. And then finally, consult savant, so you can get in contact with someone who has got info for you, or maybe you're wanting to find someone to craft or to commission a item from. You would need to find them first before you're able to actually commission something. These are not an exhaustive list, so if there's anything in particular that you would like to do, we can work around that. That was a lot of words that I just spoke at you all.
Yeah.
So, in TLDR version, you have 2 downtime activities. What do you want to do?
So, I'll start. I have an idea of what I want to do. I want to find the ship doctor and offer to help him and make some income.
Okay.
And then potentially, if I make enough income, get a new augmetic from that same doctor.
Okay. It's a good thing that you are doing this. You are approaching the medical bay on this ship, and you're seeing a line out the door of sickly patients. This outbreak seems to have affected quite a few individuals.
Sounds
You're
like money to
seeing,
me.
like, some panic, or not necessarily panic so much as it's just like very, very busy and stressful inside of the actual medical room. You manage to just kind of waltz past all of the people lined up. Some of them are weakly trying to be like, "Hey, no cutting." But you walk right past them and walk right in, where you see a man in a white lab coat looking thing with a cybernetic eye, who is currently in the midst of removing some like fungal infection going on one of these people's arms. It seems to be like having some strange growths there, and he is currently slicing it off. Who the fuck are you?
Well, I see you're removing some portobellum from this poor lad.
Yeah, I am.
I have some training in medicine, and I was wondering if you.
Oh, well, why didn't you say that before?
Perfect.
Get in here.
All right.
Go ahead and give me a challenging, so no modifier, Medicaid test.
Okay. Can I use fate to do this at advantage?
Sure.
All right. Ooh, I didn't need that at all. I just rolled a 3.
Wow.
That's wild.
I did use the fate though. So that is, I have a 48. A 3 is 4 levels of success.
4 levels of success, yeah.
Okay, and I'm using my specialization in human medicine.
So 4 times 150.
It is 6.
Yeah, 600 solars
Nice.
gained. It is long, arduous work. You swear you have worked on a patient at least once per 30 minutes for the past 12 hours.
Just hacking and slashing.
Just hacking and slashing, yeah. A lot of them seem to need some kind of antibacterial medicine
Okay.
given to them. I will say that you could be out 150 solars if you want to maybe remove your poisoned condition.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, that's not in the rules, but I think it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And now that I've gotten in close with this doctor, hey Doc, I've heard that my voice is kind of grating. People say it's kind of childish, maybe uneducated.
I wouldn't be so hard on yourself. You just worked on a good number of patients there.
Well, yeah, but they just, had the mushrooms. That's not that crazy.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
So, I was wondering, do you have any vocal implants laying around?
Like a Vox box?
Yes.
He literally pulls out just a bin filled with random bits. Yeah, I got something in here. Pulls out a voice modulator.
Oh, wonderful. Can I pay you to hook me up?
He wipes the sweat from his forehead. How about this? I take it out of today's earnings.
That works for me.
All right. All right. One last operation. Let's go.
All right.
Calls in some assistance, and after probably another 12 hours, you have a voice box.
Well, thank you. I am very excited to speak like this for the rest of the campaign.
Good. I'm sure you're glad with your decision there.
I just felt.
The settings.
Ooh, yeah.
Like,
Headcanon? Yes, I'm going to change the settings every episode.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, but I am starting with a very dialed back, emotionless one because I was told not to talk about worms. That went badly. And I am using using it to take out all emotion as I'm speaking.
Interesting. Okay. I will say that because you have spent your 2 endeavors on that, group endeavors are locked out because group endeavors require everyone
team.
to participate.
I wasn't planning on a group endeavor anyway.
Yeah, I don't feel like we're working together great just yet.
That's fair. Yeah. Who wants to go next? Sorry, I am looking at this.
I would like to help
arithmetic.
Katrina.
Okay.
So I am skinning the vocal implant augmetic.
Yep.
It makes me loud per the rules, but also in the lore changes how you sound. So
yeah, that works. You wanted to help Katrina.
Yeah.
Okay. How exactly would you like to go about doing that?
Finding the person that stopped her.
Okay. Let's go ahead and make a roll in that regard. Do you want to go maybe awareness, trying to just look out for someone holding a bloody knife, or do you want to maybe use presence to ask around? What are you thinking?
I am probably gonna ask around because I don't think that if a person stabs someone that they're gonna be walking around with the bloody knife just out.
That's fair. Yeah.
So I think my best bet is to
We pass each other in the hallway, and I've got a bloody knife from working on all the patients.
Oh gosh.
Oh, hi, Drusilla. Or, hello, Drusilla.
Hey, have you seen someone running around? That running away from that shadow over there? You took the shadow part really like literally.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. There is a very distinct shadow. One of the Luma bulbs is completely dead at this point.
Someone
kind of
stabbed
casting
Katrina.
Interrogative. Who is Katrina?
Oh, she's one of the naval breachers. Like you saw her, she was there.
Oh,
Coming off the ship with me.
the sister of battle?
No.
No, she wasn't a sister of battle.
No,
No.
that would be a sororitas.
Okay.
Imperial Navy breachers, they're just guys who are adept at ship kind of combat, like corridors and things like that.
Well, I did not know her name. No, I have not seen anything.
Nothing suspicious. Okay.
Okay. Oh, sorry. And treat this as routine. So that's plus 20 to your roll. Given that you're spending an entire endeavor on it.
60. So that would make my present 66, and I got a 34 or 43. Sorry, I switched them in my brain on accident.
It doesn't take too long. You're starting to communicate with some of the other denizens down here in the lower decks, and you're hearing things like, "Oh, Jim the Butcher? I thought he gave up that life. But if anyone would have just stabbed someone for no reason."
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jim's kind of held up in the subsection D. Yeah, that's normally where he resides. Trying to peddle whatever wares he manages to snag off of anybody. Definitely got to watch your pockets around him.
I'll head down to subsection D then.
Okay, just you, or you want to?
Oh yeah, I guess I could ask for help.
Yeah, I mean,
Am I
there's.
allowed
You need a hand?
Oh yeah. Do you know anything about Jim the Butcher?
No, but what's the problem?
I think he stabbed Katrina. So.
Okay.
Help her out, and I'm gonna track him down.
Yeah, I'm down. I can help you.
But all right. I heard that he usually is in subsection D, so that's where I'm headed. I don't know where that is, so could you show me?
Sure. Yeah, I'll show you a.
You start making your way through the ship, and as you're getting lower towards subsection D, you're noticing a lot more like rust and grime and like leaky pipes that exist down here. The ship is well maintained in the more visible locations, but down here, where a lot of the residents of the Stern Spirit actually reside, it's a little bit more grimy. Yeah.
Be careful down here. It's the same thing like in a hive, an underhive. Down here in the bowels of the ship, you can have a lot of problems.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
All right. You manage to go through, and you see a man hunched over who's currently like searching through something right now.
Are you Jim?
Who's asking?
Me. Do you have ears?
I found him this way. And he holds his hand up. You're seeing that there's a bit of red on his hands as he was pilfering a body.
So are you Jim, or is that Jim?
That's Jim.
Do I believe?
I'm not going to make you roll for it. He's lying.
I don't really have authority. What am I supposed to do? Just be like, all right.
I'm pretty sure you have an air of authority, don't you?
Oh, I do have an air of authority.
That's one of the talents that she has.
Okay. And I mean,
You also have a scary looking dude with a shotgun right behind you.
True.
Yeah. And if you see someone kill someone, I mean, you kind of have the authority to do what you want.
I am gonna look to Gore for that. Be like, what are the rules on getting rid of this guy. Can I do that?
What do you do, Jim?
What, me? Oh,
Yeah.
I maintain the pipes around here. The pipes are leaking currently.
Sounds to me like you are failing in your duties.
I wouldn't say that.
I would.
Is there any reason that you would stab a naval breacher?
I did nothing to Katrina.
Right. Okay.
We never said it was Katrina.
I didn't either.
Sorry, this is ridiculous. Gore, if you could take care of this, I'd appreciate it.
Gore, you would know that you could apprehend him, and you would have to fill out a pretty extensive form. It takes like about a day to fill out.
A day. Jesus.
All right. Well, I think we found him in the act of murder here. The Emperor's final right here, I think, is called for. So, lifts his shotgun and fires.
Wait! And he falls. Judge, jury, and executioner.
I appreciate that, Gore.
No problem.
Do we just leave him?
Especially someone who's depraved enough to stab one of our good naval breachers.
Yeah.
I got no time for that. We'll make a call down, send down a crew to pick up these bodies.
All right, I'll go let Katrina know that we took care of the guy that stabbed her. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
no problem.
Before long, the corpse harvesters come down to get the body and turn it into tomorrow's corpse starch. And you let Katrina know. Thank you, Drusilla. Frankly, I'm just surprised the filth that they have running around the ship, but I suppose it's a bit too large to. We'll make sure that everyone is on the up and up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. No problem. I
Go
hope
ahead.
you recover well.
Go ahead and mark down a contact.
Contact.
So under influence, just go ahead and put faction, stern spirit, +1 influence with Katrina.
Okay.
That is one of your endeavors. What would you like to do with the other one?
I was gonna do the exhaustive drilling with my axe. I think my axe.
Okay. Yeah, you work on your axe kind of over and over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you don't have to make a test with this. Just go ahead and mark down that when you use that weapon on your next mission, you ignore any fumbles.
Okie doke.
Over to Gore or Alara.
Well, I think one of my endeavors is going to be to go to the Medicaid to get my arm taken care of.
Okay. So during a Medicaid and extremis, a Medicaid can make 3 separate tests to apply treatment to one or more injuries you are suffering. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and roll some dice?
Am I rolling?
I am rolling for these.
Okay.
Okay. I got like a 23, an 8, and then a 65. That is plenty to be able to treat your critical wound. You can go ahead and remove it completely. You go and visit the same doctor. You might even have seen Ares working in there at a certain point. But he manages to make time to patch up your wound, and you're good. It is a painful
Thank
procedure.
you, Ares. Appreciate that.
They went a bit light on the narcotics to kind of like put you to sleep, but painful, but you're healed.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Now get out of the way. I got more patients to treat.
Yes, sir.
And what would you like to do with your second endeavor?
Is there something I can do to work on my corruption?
Yes. So corruption. I forgot to mention that you all cleansed a heretical site, is what we're calling it. So each of you will get to remove 2 corruption from your person.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Because you cleansed a quote-unquote heretical site by burning that room, you will get be able to remove 2 corruption from your character.
Oh, perfect.
So removing corruption, you can't. Simply asking forgiveness from a local preacher won't be enough. The stain of the Dark God's touch isn't so easily scrubbed clean. The exact limits of what is required to remove corruption is left in the hands of the GM, but it is rarely, if ever, simple. Examples include making a pilgrimage to Macaria, cleanse a desecrated shrine, as you did, destroy or cleanse an unholy artifact, and seek out and destroy a traitor marine. So that last one should kind of help put it into perspective just how wild trying to get rid of corruption is.
Gotcha. So not something I can do on my downtime kind of thing.
If you do, it's going to be a very hard check. I'm not going to say you can't. I'm just going to say it's probably going to at least be a minus 20 to your check.
All right. I did message you about something.
Okay.
They're telling secrets.
Secrets.
We're talking. We're
Ooh, secrets.
Ooh, secret. I love that song.
I
So
got
amazing.
a secret.
okay. I see that. And
Are we both talking about Mr. Roboto?
We are not. I am talking about
Is it
Stray
K-pop?
Kids. Yeah.
Bruh.
It's literally
When are you
it's-
gonna listen to Styx?
no, it's literally like a meme. He's like, "Oh my god, secret. I love that song. It's so amazing or so beautiful." Because it's the song that he wrote, and they're like picking their favorite songs, and he did not vote for it.
Oh,
And people
no.
are like, "That's your song."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh yeah, secret."
Man.
I,
Everyone should go and listen to Mr. Roboto by Styx. STYX.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah. It's pretty much my character's anthem.
Oh, now I know.
So I had Phil roll a check. We're going to be keeping this one a little
super
bit
secret check?
A super secret.
Hmm.
Okay.
Suspicious.
You managed to find information about him and a location.
Okay. Cool.
Not a full secret.
And I can give you some information about that between sessions.
Hmm.
Sounds good.
Hmm.
Oh.
Okay. Last up, Lara, what would you like to do?
So I think I would like to do the devout worship
Okay.
thing, and then I also would like to do garner reputation. I kind of want to combine them. So like, because I've been in the chapel a lot, like trying to obviously first of all like worship, but then also like talk with some of the other priests and missionaries that are there and try and like get a better relationship with them, because on the ship I'm technically supposed to be with them, at least originally, until I would assume that Tror was like, hey, I'm gonna take her away, but like the original intent was that I was supposed to be working with them anyway, so kind of trying to like continue on that path, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see. So for that's consolidating influence. We're wanting the temporary one, right? Garner reputation.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a challenging rapport charm test.
Okay.
Once again, it's a rapport test, but if you have the charm specialization, you can apply that as well.
Ah. Okay. I did not pass by literally 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Not a fumble though.
Oh no, not 3 like statuses. Like
Yeah.
I needed 35, I got 38.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it wasn't like the same number, because there are special rules if it was a fumble. But just a standard failure. They, as you're speaking with them, trying to be like, hey, so the God Emperor, am I right? They are kind of like, yeah. It'd be really great to see you at service more often. We've been holding some small vigils lately. But I know that you're busy with the Trader Militant. If you can make it, that'd be great. Thanks. And it's just kind of left at that. So no negative influence. Just you did not gain the +1 influence for this.
Okay.
Unless you would like to spend fate or something.
No, I
Okay.
don't want to do that.
And then you also wanted to do the Devout Worship. What does that look like for your character?
Fuck if I know, bro. I mean, I think while we're on the ship, it's just a lot of like public prayer in the chapel area. Like I'm not speaking out loud, but like being in the pews, spending a lot of time there. Yeah, I feel like, especially with the current circumstances, it's like the wanting to be an example, I guess, versus I think normally she's more private about it, but knowing that like you're stuck on a ship and having run into quite a few people already who are like not big fans of Iggy, and like a lot of people being like, yeah, God Emperor, super cool, versus like being actually pious. I think that's how she kind of goes about it, is like trying to a little more on the nose about how she's like, I don't know, showing that.
Okay, trying to follow maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make me a challenging, so no modifier, lore theology test.
Goodness gracious, that didn't work. Okay.
Okay. Try as you might. You're not sure if it is the corrupting influence from your recent battle, if it's the corrupted influence from seeing that room, or if it's simply the corrupted influence from the nonchalant attitude towards the God Emperor that many of the people you've interacted with have. But you're just not feeling his holy light, and it feels more like you're just going through a routine, like you're still wearing the mask, not really believing.
Rip.
Okay. That is endeavors. So between missions, we're going to be trying to do that a little bit more often. Cool. Do note that the game states that me as the God Master GM, I can provide more endeavors during an in-between mission time. I can provide fewer endeavors, or I can say there's no in-between mission time, as we experienced last time.
Okay.
Sorry, give me just a second here, Phil. I'm going to send you the cheat sheet.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Sadly, it doesn't have anything about the endeavors on there, which is kind of buns, but...
Is this, like, they created this cheat sheet? Or you created it?
Oh, I didn't create it. Thank Reddit.
Okay.
Thank you, Reddit.
Aries.
Yes.
I'm assuming you are looking through the datapad.
I am.
Go ahead and give me a routine tech test.
Okay. Whew. Okay. 1 success.
That's all you need.
Okay.
If you failed, I would not have given you all the entries.
Okay. All right.
You begin searching through, and you find the first log available. Before you start reading it, though, as you're searching through, you're finding many of these files are corrupted. Just a string of ones and zeros for some of them, others just alphanumeric characters. A lot of lost entries, but you are able to find a few choice ones.
Okay. Do you want me to read this out loud for the listeners?
Yes, please.
Okay. Null 5 datapad entries. Cyberneticist Null 5. Entry code.
You don't have to read the entry codes
Okay.
if you don't want to.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's he seems to mark the entries not by a standard 1, 2, 3, 4, but instead by numbers intermixed with words like epsilon, kappa, lambda, nu, very, very intricate
Very
with
Latin.
his naming conventions.
Latin? Greek? Greek.
Greek.
Yeah. Okay. Subject, Jesspace Prime. I've been spelling Jesspace wrong this entire time.
What? How does it spell?
So Jess, like Jesse and James, Jess, and then Pace. Pace.
Bro, that's how I spelled it at first, and then he kept saying it like Jesspace, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, it's got to be an I.
Oh no, I said U.S.
Oh, I did IS.
I wrote Jesspace, and then I was like, that can't be right.
No, that is right.
Why it was?
Yeah, Jesspace Prime.
Okay.
Initial observations and divergent research. My initial assessment to Jesspace Prime was admittedly based on a tenuous hypothesis. The perpetual storm that engulfs this world, its unnatural ferocity and persistence, led some to speculate a connection with two psychic phenomena. I was dispatched to investigate, to ascertain if the storm was a manifestation of some nascent warp entity or perhaps the lingering psychic echo of some ancient cataclysmic event. The storm, I have concluded, is mundane in its origin, a complex interplay of atmospheric pressures and geological factors. Disappointing in a way. However, my time here has not been wasted. The storm, while physically unremarkable, seems to mask something far more significant, something far more visible. From the upper hives, even through the swirling tempest, it can be seen the Aznith Abyss. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Aznith. The Aznith Abyss. A bizarre rift in space, a tear in the fabric of reality itself. It shimmers, a nauseating swirl of impossible colors, a consistent reminder of the vast, unknowable universe beyond. It is a wound, visible to the naked eye, a constant source of unease amongst the hive dwellers. While sifting through the planetary archives, a tedious exercise in data sifting, even with my enhanced processing capabilities, I stumbled upon redacted references to the abyss, whispers of expeditions that ventured too close, of outposts that fell silent. But the data didn't seem random, almost like there was a pattern deep beneath the veil, just waiting to be explored.
There's also a lot more entries.
Dude, you went and wrote a novel.
Yeah, there's 6 more entries. I don't know if we want to spread this around or something.
I would like to.
Do we? This is purely selfish. Do we need to hear all of them verbatim, or is this something that we could read and then summarize?
This is probably something that we can read and then summarize.
Okay.
I
I also don't want to shit on your hard work writing them. So if you would like them to be read, I totally understand.
Feel free to summarize that one if
I
you'd like.
can take notes.
You are seeing entries in here of just absolute nonsense.
Ooh, okay. This second entry that I've got is very, very corrupted. But there are some discernible lines in it, like, "They are me, I am them. The Arum Umbra, it sings. A song of Chimera. The flesh, it is weak, but it fails." Dude, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
As an Adeptus Mechanicus,
You're just sitting there just like,
yeah,
bars.
like some of these ones and zeros are starting to make sense
Yeah,
too.
there you go.
Repeated sequence, merge, become one with. Hallucinations detected. The Occulti Emergentium, it lied. There is no price, there is only corrupted.
Yeah, wonderful stuff.
And we knew that, and the Occulti Emergentium, they've come up before. Let's see. Yeah, because the Mad Machine was chanting something about that too.
And according to...
and we got this from the Mad Machine area. Okay.
It's all clicking.
Like a machine.
There is another file in here. Subject, relocation. I had to descend the Great Umbrella. My research is far too valuable. It must be hidden. I've acquired the favor of a local gang who designated themselves the Galvanized. They too wish to rid themselves of their flesh. It only took a few augmetic surgeries to win them over. They have staked out a claim for me, an abandoned electrodome. I will move my research there. Working beneath the storm should suffice until I am ready. And then probably the most corrupted entry thus far. All that it says is flesh, machine, 1, abyss, consume, beyond. Repeated sequence, 0101100001. Yes. Entry terminated.
There's an entry, subject is Archaeotech, Project Chimera implementation. Someone's been told by their superiors to return, but they're like, I can't leave. I've been making progress, and their current findings report that there's a piece of Archaeotech in the quest for knowledge, or that's like a really necessary piece of Archaeotech. And then he's like, yeah, I can rise by ranks in the Mechanicum. I feel like I should just read this. But he wants to keep it secret, and he doesn't want to let his superiors know about the piece of Archaeotech. But he wrote a note about it. So
There seemed to have been great emphasis on that piece of Archaeotech. The last entry that you see in here is Project Chimera Breakthrough. There's a note in here saying external auditory phenomena detected. Filtering. I have done it! Through my own superior cogitation, I have managed to find it. The Occulti Emergentium. Finally, I can be free from hiding. The doubters shall pay for their arrogance. Only through my will, my intellect, can the Mechanicum proceed.
the Occultium Emergentium?
Occulti Emergentium, the name of our campaign. Ooh, they said it.
Hey. Roll credits.
We're done. That's it, guys.
No offense, Aries, but I think this guy had a few cogs loose.
I don't know. What he is saying is making a lot of sense. The flesh is quite weak, but maybe we should go look for the galvanized.
I will put this out there. Heretic cultists worship a god, not the right god. So just because the words sound right doesn't mean that it's necessarily the right message going out there.
Noted.
You okay? You got something stuck in your throat?
Well, I got an upgrade earlier today.
Are we all hanging out? Is that what's happening?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm sharing these entries with you guys.
Oh, so you literally got something stuck in your throat.
Yeah, on purpose.
Yes, an upgrade. And his lips don't move anymore. He's got a little like sound box in his neck, and everything's coming out of there. Yeah.
That's deeply unsettling.
What? There's nothing unsettling in the grimdark future.
You're right.
And on that happy
All right.
note,
Well, as long as you're happy with that, I guess it was on purpose, right?
I am ecstatic.
You sound it.
Thank you.
On that happy note, we're gonna call this session. To close. I fucked that one up. We're ending the session.
Oh yeah, did we talk about what each other what we did?
What is
We
Yeah.
talk about what we did. Did we like debrief each other? Well, I guess you guys heard
Yes.
me in front of Tror.
I think I definitely debriefed you guys.
Okay.
We just read through the data pad stuff
I
together.
figured that's what this was, but then I
Yeah.
didn't want to assume, and then we're just like, we never talked about that.
And
didn't
you
wanna
probably
make
had questions about the bloody knife thing, but whatever.
Yeah, one of the things that we talked about while we were on our mission, though, and I do want to reiterate this, we need to come up with like a battle plan for our next mission.
Ooh,
so
and
that
a
we
team
know-
name.
We did not say that part.
Okay.
Team Kick-Ass.
Ooh, it's a great movie.
Is it?
Yeah, I really liked it.
I thought
Okay.
it was good.
I haven't seen it. But like just so that we know like who's good at what, so that we can be better about using people's skills, and also like make sure that we're not, for example, not sneaky and then trying to sneak.
I almost died several times.
Oh,
Oh, I
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well,
I killed one of those bugs.
as a medic, I should probably stand in the back.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I was.
I
the
can take
door
point. I got no problem with that. It's what I do best. That way I can make sure I can keep you guys safe.
yeah, I mean I think we can.
We can go more in depth when Star is back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad case of ligma.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just
Awful,
figured
awful,
Star
awful.
had that whatever plague was going around.
We'll say yes.
But like so super bad.
Yeah, we send a card like get better soon, Star.
It's got a little starfish on it.
No one told us what the card was for, so I just wrote "Happy Birthday."
Perfect. All right, with that,
Yeah.
we are going to draw this to a close
Real.
for realsies. Phil, plug away, man.
Oh yeah. So yeah, if you don't know who I am, I'm Phil the Glacial Geek. I have a YouTube channel on uniquely YouTube, where I do videos about miniature painting. Warhammer 40,000 is a big focus on it. I talk about all sorts of things in the miniature wargaming world and stuff like that. But yeah, come check me out there. I'm also on Instagram and Blue Sky. Also on, I guess, just come check it out and say hi. And hopefully you enjoy it. If I don't annoy you here, then maybe I can annoy you over on my own channel.
And you're delving into Trench Crusade a little bit, right?
Yeah, right now that's my newest hyper focus thing that I've jumped onto is Trench Crusade. I'm a part of the Army Painters Factory team and at Adepticon, which is maybe after this, or maybe it already happened, in which case I don't know. Good luck finding out what happened. But I'm going to be playing some Trench Crusade with the other factory team members at Adepticon. So I'm pretty excited about that, building up my warband for that. So very cool things happening, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, come over to the other side of the nerd spectrum there and enjoy some building and painting and some wargaming.
Yeah. And if we haven't mentioned it yet, there might be some videos about our minis that Phil has graciously gifted us with, freshly kit bashed and painted, and you might get a little bit.
Yep. Those videos are up on. That video is up on my channel now. So by the time this comes out, so, but yeah, it's exciting things. So yeah, go and check it out, and hopefully you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, if you listen in, you might even hear a little bit of some backstory about our characters. Maybe
some familiar voices.
Yeah.
And by might,
You will.
we mean you will.
All right. Thank you all for listening, and
Like
you
and
stink.
subscribe. You
And
stink.
remember that you're stinky.
Yeah, deuces.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Peace.